What's up guys, it's Will from Not an Expert again. In this video we're going to go over some gift ideas for the holidays that you can do using a 3D printer. I know not everybody has one, but if you guys decide to take that step and get into 3D printing, it unlocks a lot of potential for different gift ideas for family members and friends. So I guess let's go ahead and jump right into it, right? The first thing that I was going to show you guys, I already got a suggestion from a friend for his dad who likes the Miami Dolphins. So what I did is I went to Thingiverse and I literally just searched Miami Dolphins, and this is what came up. And I figured, well, that's like a universal thing. I mean, everybody can have a coaster sitting, but you can also like put some kind of glue or sticky substance to the back of this and hang it up somewhere. I'll probably end up painting it for him just to make it, you know, look not just like a piece of plastic that you have sitting around, but something like this. It's an easy print. It's something that shouldn't take long at all, but we'll actually see here in a minute. I'll show you guys. I already downloaded it. You click download all files on Thingiverse, gives you a zip file, you extract it, and it comes up as a 3D object file. I believe it's an STL is what they have on Thingiverse. I'm not 100% sure if there's other file types, but we'll see. So what I have is I have Cura opened here. All my settings are in place, and all we have to do is literally just click and drag it in. Yep, and there it is. So it's slicing it now. It says it's going to take 10 hours to print. It's not how big is that? 90 by 90 millimeters, which I'm not going to do the math right now. We could, but whatever. Okay, so let's see if we can change some settings to make it a little bit quicker, because 10 hours it's kind of a long time. I have the infill density to 10, so there's something that we will need to change. So it's just the wall speed that I need to do. So let's turn this up to like 10 and see what happens. Should make it like, okay. That didn't change anything. So you can see here too, like when I highlight the time, it shows how long something's gonna take. So it says 6 hours for the skin of it, and I believe that's just, you know, I'm not 100% sure. Let's look it up. So we have the internet. So difference between skin, shell, and walls. Awesome. The skin is the topmost layer, so the skin overlap is overlap between the wall of these layers and their filling. Okay. Shell is all outer parts near the outside of the model. Okay, so that makes sense. Walls are the vertical parts of the shell and thus part of the shell. Okay, so the walls, things that go straight up and down. The 3D print, the shell is just everything surrounding it. And he says that the skin is the horizontal parts of the shell and also part of it. Not just the top, but also the bottom. Yes, that means that the lowest layer of a bridge is technically skin. Oh, I see. So the shell is the whole entire thing. Walls are vertical, and skin is the horizontal parts of the shell. Okay. Well, that kind of makes sense because it's just essentially that's just layers, right? Wondering top bottom speed. Let's turn this to 10 and see what happens. Let's double that. Okay, yeah, that took it way down to 4 hours and 20 minutes. Awesome. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. So the top and bottom of the print, the layers that increase the speed. I'm almost wondering if I should turn the jerk settings down for this, because it's trying to do such a little detailed thing. Let me see what this does. I'm going to turn it down to 2, which is cranking it way down. Travel jerk is a little bit different. I think I mentioned this in a video before, but travel is where it's going from one point to another without printing. So like if it was going from this side of the print here all the way over here for some reason, I sped it up a little bit. It's gonna go 10 millimeters per second because I don't want it, if it's not printing, there's no reason for it to go super slow across this thing. You want it to just get from point A to point B. Sometimes it'll leave a little bit of stringing, which is just leftover filament that's coming out without it meaning to do it. But that's fine. That's easy to clean up and to sand off at the end of the print. So what I'm going to do, I know you guys can't see this right now. I'm turning on the printer. And I'm going to heat it up here. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can do this for you guys. Hang on one second. Okay, so hopefully you guys can still hear me good. So I have the printer on and heating up, and here's the material. It's not hooked up yet. There's still red material up in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come over to the printer, select heat. Right now, this is the extruder. I'm going to turn it to 195 degrees Celsius. I think that's what it is. Pretty sure. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But I'm going to heat it up, and once it gets to that point, it's going to allow me to, it's going to heat this up so it's all melted, and it's going to allow me to pull this out this way from the tubing, and then it's going to also allow me to fit this in and extrude some out. All right, so it's to 195 degrees is what I made it. So it should just allow me to come up here, press the clip, and pull this out. Usually if you try to do this without heating up the tip, it will just, it won't melt this. See how that's kind of stringy? It melted this end, so it allowed me to pull it out. But there's still some red material up there that that looks kind of cool. Not smoke, it's actually string. That's how light that stuff gets. Anyway, but there's in the extruder there's still material. So I need to, the red stuff. So I need to push that out, and I'm going to do that using this end. And if I can get it positioned correctly, once I get it fed up through, I'll show you guys how to do it. Through the little hole. There we go. So you can see, I don't know if you can see that. Hang on. That's as far as the camera goes, but actually, zoom in a little bit. That red material's coming out now. So that's good. It's a good sign. But now, and a little bit of this is the silk stuff. See that color? And then this is the red. So the silk is through, but now just to make sure that it's going to catch the silk and extrude it, let's go to, you can see it says extrude. I'm going to do that. We're going to change it. I do it to 10 millimeters at a time, so it just constantly tries feeding it through. So we're going to do that. And I'll show you. See if I can get it here. It doesn't look like anything's coming out yet. There it goes. Very slow extrude, but that's what I want. I want it to be a smooth extrude. Nice. Okay. It's not recommended that you go and pull it out when it's still hot. It cools relatively quickly, but it's not hot to the, oh yeah, it is actually kind of hot, but it's not enough to like melt and stick to my hand yet. So okay, so we're back here. The printer's on right now, and because it's heated, I'm gonna go ahead and start the print while I have you guys here. So I'm taking the SD card out of the printer, and I have an SD card reader up here on the USB port. I just slide it into it like that, and you'll see there on Cura it just popped up. It says save to removable drive, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, and it says you can eject it. It's already ready to go, but instead I'm gonna come up here. My removable drive is there. And most of this stuff is what it came with. Like, the printer gave me this flash drive, or micro SD card. Excuse me. And it has all the instructions and stuff on it, but it saves to the main thing. Oh, I think I've used this for, yeah, I used it for capturing video on my DSLR, but I can delete this stuff. I'm gonna delete that. So this is all the base stuff that it gives you when you get it from JG Aurora. So here's the G code file, which is what Cura gives you. It's just the same. It's from what I know, it's the same kind of file, essentially, that like a normal printer is given by a computer when it's trying to print a piece of paper or something. So I'm going to take it and drag it to prints because that's where I like it to be. There's my old lightsaber pummel G code. I'm going to get rid of that. Now that it's on there though, it has all these settings. It's all ready to go, and it should take about 4 hours and 23 minutes. And by that time I'm going to be at work, so I won't be able to see it when it's completely done. But at the end of all this, I'll show you guys how a lot of these prints turn out. And that was just an example of taking something from Thingiverse, how quickly something like that can go. If I didn't have to change the material and pull the camera around and everything, it would have taken me like 5 minutes. So just for a gift idea, as long as you're not selling it to someone, you don't do that on Thingiverse, because these people, you know, they're putting their time in to make these. Some people don't care. If you just reach out to ask them like, hey, can I start selling this, you know, the 3D object that you guys made? Some people don't care, but you always ask, and then you look for the licensing of it. So like when you go to download file, usually, yeah, it says the license right here. So it says it's under the Creative Commons, the share alike and attribution. So if you click on all three of these, we don't have to go over that now. That could be for another video. But if you guys just look up these licensing things, Creative Commons means that I can take this, and as long as I usually give credit, or I don't sell it or anything like that, I can use it. So I guess for educational purposes especially, which I think this kind of is. But it's for a gift. It's free for a friend. I'm not making money off of it, so no harm, no foul. And the guy's name is Mine Name. That's his username. So thank you, Mine Name, for the Miami Dolphins coaster. The main part of this video, I guess now, will just be like a tutorial of how to go through and take something from Thingiverse and turn it into a little gift for a family member, or in this case, a friend of mine. And I've already made a list of things that I want to make for my family, but you know, things like ornaments and little action figures, even for kids. If you want to get that intricate, if you want to make it very personalized gift, you can. It's just it takes, you know, a lot more effort if it's something that's personalized. Something like this, it is personalized, but someone else had already made it before me, so I'm not going to take the credit for putting a lot of time into it, but I know he'll appreciate it either way. There you guys have it. Again, this is going to be like a 4-hour print, so I'll be back in about I'll be back after work to show you guys how it turned out. Alright, I'm back, and it is Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. And the print's done. I just printed this out last night, that Christmas ornament, and we're gonna take a look at it real quick. So let me just grab the camera here. So as you can see, I have a scraper, and it's actually taking a lot of the tape with it. I mean, not a lot of it, but enough to where it's hard to get up underneath there. Okay, so it's finally off of there, and you can see that there's a lot of tape that got removed. You see that? Which is kind of a bummer. That's why when you print, you want to time things up to where you're going to be home to take it off. There it is. Didn't turn out too bad. I'm using the I don't believe it's PLA. It just said it's silk filament. It might be a form of PLA. I'm not 100% sure, but I just know it's meant to be shiny and to give that kind of gloss look to it. Cool. So this is what it came up with. And there's some things that I'm going to do. I'm gonna obviously take the tape off the back of this and sand it down, and do a couple of those things. But I guess overall, I just wanted to show you guys how quick and easy it is to actually go through and print out a gift. This was done in about a day, and it'll be a nice present for one of my friends. Anyway. But yeah, as for my printer, I showed you guys before, it was about $400. And I mean, overall, it was about $600 with all the material and little tools that I needed to get. But I think it turned out really well, and I have plans for a bunch of other Christmas gifts for family and friends as well. And not only does it have to be for gifts, it can be for other festive things like decorations around the house or Christmas ornaments, and that's, I think, what I'm going to turn this into anyway. It's some kind of a ornament. I'm going to paint over it too. See if I can make it look a little cooler. But I guess that's it. If you guys have any questions about what else you can do with a 3D printer, especially for around the holidays, just let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer. And make sure to follow the Instagram, where I'm going to post a lot of the Christmas present pictures that I come up with. And you guys on Facebook, just keep sharing the video, because that's where I get most of my views from. But make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on the video itself. And subscribing is important, because then you guys will see, you know, if I post something out of schedule. But I'll see you guys next Friday. This is Will from Not an Expert. Have a happy holidays.